Welcome to a midweek chat. I've been doing a lot of these lately. I like to keep my Sunday to what I've been finding. And if I got something else, well, it has to go into that midweek chat. So here we go. It's actually even light out here. I'm doing this. So I'm sorry for the brightness, but I got windows all over the place in this room. I just wanted to take a little time to talk about my journey that I'm taking right now. Kind of my change in how I look at records and how I collect. When I started, I had a goal, and this goal of mine was I want to have the world's biggest record collection. I don't care. I want to have lots of records. And I just I bought, and there was nothing wrong with that. I would hit the cutout bins, the bargain bins. I'd find whatever I could, and I kept adding and adding to my collection. Elton John still has a bigger record collection than me. I was up to about 12,000 if you considered cassettes, which was a nice size collection. Could I listen to it all? No, probably not. I also, another big part was I wanted to complete artist catalogs, like Elton John, Jethro Tull, Van Morrison, Talking Heads, X, Cramps, a variety of different artists. I worked to complete everything that they had. It kind of made me happy. Also, growing up in the 70s with AM radio, there was all these, one-hit songs. Well, I found the album, so that became part of the chase too. I wanted to get all these albums from that one song that I really, really liked. And the other aspect was historical significance. There was a lot of music that I might not have really liked. In fact, I know I didn't like, but I bought it because it was historically significant. And I'm just a big history guy, and I want to go, so why is this great? And you try to understand it. Captain Beefheart, Trop Max Replica, I know some love it. I never did. I had a couple copies of it. Frank Zappa, Mothers of Invention, We're All in It for the Monies, the rat one, the Razors, I don't know. But I had a variety of Frank Zappa. Not a fan, but it was important music. And so I bought to listen to kind of get a feel for it. Well, after the flood, everything's wiped out. You know what? You press the restart button. It's time to rethink. I'm now 61. It isn't like I'm going to try and get the world's biggest record collection unless someone gives me like $1 million or something. But, I sat and I had to think, what do I want to do? I mean, I loved how I collected. I loved it. I just go out, let's get some stuff. But I was beginning to change direction. And now I really had to change direction. A lot of work. I'm in my office, so the work. My employees are hitting me up here. A couple things. First, I had limited space. I could go back downstairs, but you're tempting fate. So now I'm in an office, 12 by 12 office or whatever. I can only put in so much. I could expand into the guest bedroom. My wife would be fine with that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I might move one bookcase and put up one more thing for records, but we're going to limit the space. I've learned to let go. I never got rid of one single record album in all my years. I never said, this is so bad, it's just got to go. I kept it. Why? It was part of my collection. Remember, trying to get the world's biggest record collection, you got to have crap too. It's all going to be in there. It's not all going to be the best. When you bring your entire record collection out to the curb in garbage cans, you really learn quickly, hey man, I can let go because I got no other choice but to do it. So, I've started to do that. Now, a lot of you have sent me records. I'm not going to let those go because that's important. You sent that to me, and that means a lot. But I have stuff. I've been buying some stuff, and some of it, it's not that good. Favorite songs. I talked about that. I was looking at some albums. Like there was in my record store. I love the song from Billy Swan, I Can Help. I used to have that. There was an album. It was beautiful shape. I mean, this thing was like a near mint. It looked so beautiful. I love that song, I Can Help. But guess what? For 99 cents, I can download that one song I like onto my phone and then not buy the album. And I've been doing that. There's all these 70s songs that I had been chasing down. I had the albums, and now I'm just going to download that one. You get a compilation CD. That also works. Why not? Save some money. Collecting artists. I've always enjoyed trying to get an artist catalog. But did I ever go back and play all those Elton John albums? Or did I play the greatest hits? I played the greatest hits. I think of Van Morrison. You know, there is some of his albums I think are just tremendous, and I have to have, especially 70s output. But I bought all the rest. I went to the 80s, 90s, the aughts. Some were good, some were not good. Did I need all of that? Or, you know, as now I just kind of look at it, which albums did I play? What brought me enjoyment? Isn't that what we're here for? We're here for enjoyment. Now, there's nothing wrong with completing whole things. I mean, with completing someone. For me, it's a change. There's nothing wrong with trying to build the world's biggest record collection. I get it. But for me, things have changed. You know, I look at like Van Morrison. You know, there might be 6, 7 albums that I have to have from Van Morrison. Otherwise, do I really need it? Talking Heads, one of my all-time favorite groups. Do I really need to have Naked and Little Creatures? Both those albums are ones I don't listen to because when they went that direction, I didn't much care for it. Did they sell well? Yeah. But for me, are they that great? No, it's probably not worth for me to spend my money in that. What I've really looked at is now kind of quality versus quantity. And, you know, there's a lot of good channels, 45 RPM out of Germany. There we go. Forget the name. I apologize. He shows a lot of with the MoFis and really good pressings. Mazzy's shown a lot of the others had, and I was starting to go that way. That's how I was beginning to turn even before the flood. It was how can I get better pressings? I mean, I'm at just an age where it's not so much how much, but God, that sounds really, really good. You know, I'm going to show you a few here, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of this. Now, I've been, for the last 4 months, so I've been kind of picking up, you know, the Spinners here. Nice MoFi. This is the very first Spinners album. If you had a Spinners album to get, this would be the one. This is number 2148. Spinners doesn't seem to sell a lot of MoFi, but great Spinners album. I just picked this. This one just came back on. I was able to get this. There's the Cars. For me, this is the one. If I have to have one Cars album, this is my one Cars album. I wouldn't mind having Candy-O, but after that, I don't need it because I never listened to it. I could get Greatest Hits and be perfectly happy. You know, back to Greatest Hits. Elton John, I'm telling you, Greatest Hits. Makes me happy. Did he have good stuff on those other albums? Yes, every artist has great stuff on the other albums, but I never really listened to it, so why spend the money? You know, recently picked this up, Dire Straits. That's the very first one. I really want Love Over Gold also. Those are the two Dire Straits. I don't need the rest of their catalog. I did have their full catalog, but those two will make me happy. This was a really good one. There we go. Superfly. Gotta love that one. Why not? Let's get the best pressing I can find, the best sound that I can have for some really good funk for Curtis Mayfield's Superfly. Super excited about this. But now, you know what? I still screw up. So I'm trying to do all this, and I still screw up. Here's one. Mac Davis, I Believe in Music. I Believe in Music. I love that song. The thing was only $2. It's in great shape. A little ding here, a little bit dirt here. In great shape. Guess what? For 99 cents, I could download I Believe in Music and then not have the rest of the album because I could care less about the rest of the album. But I went back and I did this, and I've really stopped myself. I'm trying to say, wait a sec, what are you doing? Here was a more recent one, the Johnny Cash. This is number 791 off MoFi. I had lots of Johnny Cash. It took me a long time to get into him, but now I do. I have up there his one box set from, American Recordings, which is the most important thing. I don't need all that Johnny Cash. Folsom Prison Blues, San Quentin, that's great. This one here is really, really important. But most of the rest of his catalog, seriously, I don't need any more. But this sounds great. Pretenders, I used to have most of their catalog. This is the first one I bought. I bought this one when I was in college. Obviously lost it. So I went back and I bought the MoFi because I love this Pretenders album over any other Pretenders. This is the one that I know if I'm going to pick, I'm going to pick this one to play over anything else. So that's where, I will spend extra to get a really nice MoFi on this, and I'm not going to pick up the rest of them. Maybe a greatest hits. It's not all just about MoFi. Here we have, these quality record pressings here. Really nice from Analog Productions. Now this is the stereo version, but it's Beach Boys Pet Sounds. If I need one Beach Boy album, this is my Beach Boy album. I don't need others. Some of you are generous enough to give me Beach Boys, and I appreciate that. And I'm enjoying them, and I will play them. But for me to purchase them, I don't need to. This is the one I need, and now I have just a beautiful stereo, 45 RPM. Also from Analog Productions, I bought the Cowboy Junkies. I bought that when it originally came out. I tried to save that one. That thing really warped bad. So why not go back? I'm sorry for all the glare on here with the plastic, but I just didn't unwrap them. A really great album. This is my favorite Cowboy Junkies. I love Sweet Jane. I think it's great, but I like the rest of it too. So from Analog Productions, I got that. You know what? I'm happy with Cowboy Junkies now. Perfectly good. I know you'll say, man, Steve, there's a lot of other good songs out there from them. There is. But that's what I'll pick. I really wasn't going to buy this one, but I wound up buying it anyway. It's Surrealistic Piddle from Jefferson Airplane. Everyone's talked really high praise about how well it sounds. And, as far as when it comes to Jefferson Airplane, this is my favorite one. I had a ton of Jefferson Airplane. Again, which one did I pick to play? This. It's about what I want to listen to, right? Miles Davis. Recently, I have a couple others already in the collection, but they're ESP. This came out. Now Miles is one where, I pretty much completed most of his. Now it's not as important for his later works. There's some good stuff to be had in those, but I never really listened to it. So why bother? Now those are kind of some of my best pickups that I have. I still blind buy. I can't help it. I love the blind buy. I love to buy something I have no idea about to find out is it good or not. In the past, I would just keep it. Now I've already talked to my Jim down at Radio Wasteland. Says, Jim, I'm going to bring you some records. I bought this. I'm not happy with it. It's something I'm not going to play. I'm going to limit my space. I'm going to limit how much I can have, so something's got to go. Now, I've never done this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something totally new for me. I've just never really let go. But I've been letting go of books too, because I figured out I survived. I woke up and I was still alive after letting stuff go. It's like, oh my God, I can do this. So we're looking, I need to decide what I really need to keep. But I'll still blind buy. And, when you watch my Sunday morning show, you see a ton of blind buys. Because it just, I really need to knock those off. Now with MoFis, I'm trying to buy 1-2 a month. With Tone Poets, again, another quality pressing. 1 or 2 a month. I'm limiting it on what I'm going to get. Now that takes money from other things, but I know what I'm buying is something I truly desired, something I know that will get played and not just becoming, something in my collection. That's kind of how I've really rethought. For me, I think it's going to work out fine. I mean, let's face it, I had 12,000. Was I ever going to listen to all that? There's no way in God's green earth. But someone was going to have to sell it, and I actually had listed down at age 80 to sell it all. It was part of my financial plan. I got to work on that now. But now I just, what I'm going to collect, maybe when it comes time to sell, will be worth something. Maybe yes, maybe no. That's not why I buy it. I buy it because I'm buying what I want to hear. What brings me joy, what makes me happy. All that African music, it brings me real joy. So, kind of a change of pace. And I feel good with what I'm doing. It's hard. You know what? I get onto Amazon, or you guys, you show me something, and then I go buy it, and it happens all the time. I went on the other night, Ravenettes. They're out of Denmark, Netherlands, somewhere there. I bought 3 albums. Did I need that? No, that was kind of stupid. That was nighttime buying. Stay away. Don't get onto Amazon at night. But the prices were so low on all 3 of them. And I thought, wow, this little price, I'm just going to buy them. And we'll see. Because I love that group. And I had them all on CD. Didn't buy the whole catalog, though. That's my thoughts. Tell me what you think. Whatever, on how you're collecting. I really do appreciate, I like to see these. You have a giant room filled with music. God bless. I've been there. It's great. It made me extremely happy. But for those of you that are now cutting back, you say, I only want so much, I'm going to move stuff out. I understand why. I understand why you do it. And that's how I'm going to head. I'll still have tons of stuff to show, but I got to move stuff out. If I'm not listening to it, vamoose. Thanks for spending a little time here as I rambled on about this and which way I'm heading. Everyone have a great rest of the week. Bye.